Hello, and welcome to another edition of GH Dirty Deeds. And I don't like that over there. It's too bright. That won't work. I can't talk like that. Whatever, just ignore that over there. Hi, everybody. Welcome. I had to come on because people were asking me, literally asking me my thoughts on what's been happening behind the scenes on General Hospital. It has been, oh my goodness, a lot of drama going on behind the scenes that is coming to the forefront. It's kind of rivaling the show. It's actually more exciting than the show. Just kidding. If you don't know, I do the GH mini recap and stuff on Sundays with Frank Moran. You can check us out everywhere. My number one show on the network. But normally at this show, I talk to people who play bad guys or play the darker side of, say, Port Charles. On this show, well, this is actually about the darker side of General Hospital right now. There is some stuff going on there. There's always something going on these shows behind the scenes. Of course, I worked on shows. I know how that could work. But in this case, it's coming out to the forefront. And Nancy Lee Grahn is very interesting. She's been in the forefront of this uh, whistleblowing on people not being as safe as they could be on set. Talking about getting mad, wearing masks, taking COVID tests, being vaccinated. These shows sets are very small. I've been to them. They're very small, very intimate. They look big on screen, but they're small. And so they really have to be careful with being close together. And all the soaps there was no soaps last year for a while because they had to figure it out. People were testing positive on Bold and Beautiful and things like that. So they've really cracked down. And it's been really quiet on that front for the longest time. Here in LA, especially, now they have some certain people live all over the place, but in LA, there's mandates for masks here. There are mandates for vaccination now here too. I went to my first Starbucks the other day, and it was completely. I wore my mask, of course, and I had to show my vaccination card to actually stay. That was very interesting. I was like, that's very interesting. Signs everywhere. I just showed it to them and I stayed. No big deal for me, and it was fine. People were showing vaccination cards. I was at another Starbucks in Hollywood, and everybody was in line, and they were telling people you can see vaccination card, we're gonna stay, and they people showed it. So far, no one's fighting where I'm at so far, but this is still new. But General Hospital or ABC Disney has decided that everyone who works at their company on their shows has to be vaccinated and show proof. Includes General Hospital. And apparently, as when it was let out today, Ingo Rademacher, who plays Jasper Jacks off and on for decades, is an actual anti-vaxxer or pro-choicer. I don't know. I'm not completely sure how you want to say it, but he's completely decided that I guess he wants everybody should have choice by getting vaccinations, and he's not vaccinated, so he's off the show. So that's something on another show that I just did called Coffee and Conversation with James and Melissa. We talk about the whole idea, concept of choice. So that's here on GLJ Media. That'll be out in a couple of weeks. But that's something that has been dividing some people. And there's rumors, this is all allegedly rumor, that Steve Burton is part of that also, who plays Jason. Don't know, it's not been confirmed. But other cast members apparently are being let go also because of their stance on the vaccination. I think it's a very interesting choice to stand by that and say, okay, this is so important enough that I will get rid of my career, or potentially get rid of my role on the show. I might not make money. I'm not as privileged, so I don't know if I can make those kind of decisions. But I know for some people, about their bodies, they're like, no, this is my choice. And Ingo Rademacher has posted things on Instagram and apologetically that he is completely on that stance. Also, apparently he either retweeted or posted or something where he was talking about some trans thing too. So I guess there's some anti-trans stuff going on also. And cast member Cassandra James, who is trans, who plays Terry, what just was like, made a long statement on Twitter. You can see it on Twitter, made a statement about that. And cast members like Laura Wright and Ashley Grant are standing in solidarity with her. Now, there's some folks saying, You guys aren't calling out who said it. You guys just saying, they're being diplomatic, saying there's some people on the GH family that are transphobic, and that doesn't really, or misinformed, and that's kind of disappointing. And I say, yeah, name them. They choose to retweet. When you choose, I see this thing on Twitter. Retweets are not endorsements. And my brother and I was talking the other day, and it's the weirdest thing. I'm like, well, isn't it? Or are you saying you're just sharing what you see? Like, I'm not endorsing this, but I'm just sharing this. I see it. I'm sharing it to you. That's kind of weird. Like, on my page, I don't retweet or endorse anything unless I like it or want on my page. So that's a weird thing. But I'm assuming he feels that way. I guess some people feel that way, and I think call it out. You stand by your stance. That's the one thing I would tell people, whether we agree or not, or feel the same way or not. If you stand by something, stand by it. Live in it, and then make it your truth. And this is what you feel. This is what you feel. Don't hide. Don't be scared. Just do it. But know that there are people who have consequences. I do opinion television like this, and people go off. I did a show with the actress Krista Allen, who's a friend of mine. She's going to be debuting as Dr. Taylor Hayes on Balls, another show, of course. But there's a person who just went like wild last night on Twitter and was just writing all this crazy stuff. And it kept going on and on and on. And I finally blocked her from all my stuff. Can't look at it anymore. But there are people who just, yeah. Well, JLJ Media, James Lott Jr., is not anti-trans at all. We accept everyone. We want equal rights for everybody, straight and part of the alphabet community, which is the LGBTQIA plus community. We stand by everyone. I'm a love thy neighbor person. Unless you do something wrong to me, then we have a problem. But if you're not doing anything to me and I'm doing anything to you, you have a right to live how you need to live. You know, it's best for you. Live in your truth and live what's best for you. So I have no problems with that. And when it comes to work environments, my stance is it's a community effort. We gotta stay safe. And we gotta, I want my soaps on the air. I want General Hospital on the air. I don't want it off the air. I don't want anybody catching COVID because one or two people decide they're not going to get vaccinated. They're not going to wear masks. They're not going to do. I just don't think that's a great thing. That's a dirty deed. With that, so everything's still unfolding. I've heard a couple other names, possibly. So I'm not going to say because they're all alleged. So when it starts to come out, we'll talk about it on the show. But but my stance, people, is if you don't want to be vaccinated, you don't want to wear a mask, or you don't want to do COVID, all this stuff, protocols, then you shouldn't be on. You shouldn't be on set. You should be let go from General Hospital. You should just walk away, do your own thing. They can hire somebody in your place. Jax can be replaced. I think, in my opinion, even if they need the character, but they can be replaced with an actor who's willing to work, because acting jobs are hard to get as it is, and I just think you're right. It's your choice. Okay, good. That's your choice. Then let's get somebody else in there who is willing to work within the system to get it done. I'm James Lott Jr. JH30 Deeds is on all streaming services, audio, and on JLJ Media on YouTube.